A little fun fact that you may not be aware of is that following the 1996 NBA Finals, won by the Chicago Bulls in 6 games over the Seattle Supersonics, Shawn Kemp received 3 of the 11 votes for the Finals MVP honor, despite his team losing. Michael Jordan won the award with 6 votes, and Dennis Rodman got 2 votes. Kemp that series was great. He averaged 23.3 points on 55.1% field goal shooting, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 1.3 steals. It's just interesting that Kemp, in the eyes of some, was more valuable than Jordan in those combined 6 games. What Kemp, nicknamed the Rain Man, was most known for was his supreme in-game athleticism. Dunk quantity started getting tracked in the 1996-97 season. That year, Kemp was second in total dunks with 166 of them, behind Chris Webber's 177. I feel pretty confident, though, that in at least 3 seasons before that, Kemp likely led the league in dunks, even though there's nothing official documented to determine that. He was just a ferocious finisher. His power dunks off alley-oops, drives, in transition, after spinning off a defender in the post, or off offensive rebound putbacks were jaw-dropping. Some might say he was the original Blake Griffin. Especially in that time period, Kemp just looked substantially more athletic and more agile than pretty much everyone he faced. Here are a couple more clips to accentuate his blend of power, elevation, and fierceness scoring at the hoop. Tied to that were his relentlessness and persistence. Kemp was a player that played with boundless energy, hustle, and intensity. He was a fantastic offensive rebounder with a nose for the ball, and he just seemed to outwork opponents using his natural gifts. Either he'd outjump opponents or outmuscle them. He looked like a man among boys. Now, Kemp had some finesse in his game too. His post moves, while not aesthetically the most advanced, were effective. To me, his biggest strength down low was his ability to regularly get deep position and then just go up with authority. He would often seal off his defender near the basket, to which then he was able to just spring up and slam it home. He would also often elude his post defender with a quick baseline spin move. He also had a nice turnaround jumper out of the post that he would routinely make. Everything was quick with no hesitation, just a little spin, turn, and launch. And again, because he got such deep position so often through his seals, he'd take a lot of these shots from short distance. He could hit a mid-range jumper as well, all the way out to about 19 feet out, and then when his conditioning and athleticism declined, particularly when he was playing for the Portland Trail Blazers in the early 2000s, he was dependent on his mid-range jumper, although he never really shot a high percentage on them at that stage of his career. Earlier in his career, he just mixed this in, which forced the defense to have to pick their poison. If they hugged him from further out, he had that burst to blow by his defender, and if they sagged off him, he'd hit that jumper with some added space. Some of his more exciting plays came when he would grab a defensive rebound and then proceed to push the pace himself. He didn't have the tightest handles, but his blend of speed and force running the floor generated many highlight moments. Seattle was a team in the mid-90s that scored a lot of fast break points. In 1996-97, for instance, they ranked 3rd in that category. Largely because of his mix of power and how relentless he was, he drew a lot of fouls as well. The most free throw attempts he averaged in a season was 8.4 during the 1995-96 season. He did commit a lot of turnovers, however. He averaged a league-high 4 of them in that 95-96 year, for example, and at least 3 of them in 6 straight years from 93-94 through 99-2000. He was also very foul-prone, leading the league 3 times in fouls. On the offensive end, he would commit quite a few charges, as he wasn't someone looking to swerve out of the way all that much. Meanwhile, like it was with his dunks, some of his blocks were top 10 highlight worthy on a regular basis. He accumulated over 100 blocks in 6 straight seasons from 1990-91 through 1995-96 and totaled 1,279 of them throughout his career. The most points he ever averaged in a season was 20.5, and that was during the lockout-shortened 1999 season with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The most points he ever scored in a game was 42 on December 10th, 1994 against the Clippers. After playing 8 seasons with Seattle, he was traded to Cleveland in 1997, played 3 seasons with the Cavs, then 2 with the Blazers, before finishing his career in Orlando with the Magic in the 2002-2003 season. All in all, he was a 6-time NBA All-Star, was named to the All-NBA second team 3 times, and helped the Sonics reach the NBA Finals in 1996. So that'll wrap up this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe.